Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Dear students, I am again here with a very beautiful poem, the Ball poem written by John Berryman. John Berryman was an American poet and scholar. He was born in 1914 and died in 1972. He is best known for the Dream Songs published in 1969, which was a sequence of 385 poems. He won Pulitzer Prize for the Dream Songs. He also won National Book Award. Dear students, in this poem, the poet has described the reality of life, which everyone has to face one day. He has touched the topic of how to stand up against the miseries and sorrows of life. So let us start the poem. A boy loses a ball. He is very upset. A ball doesn't cost much, nor is it difficult to buy another ball. Why then is the boy so upset? Read the poem to see what the poet thinks has been lost and what the boy has to learn from the experience of losing something. So let us start the poem. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go. I here is the poet and it here is the ball. Merrily bouncing. Merrily means cheerfully or happily. Bouncing means jumping up and down the street and then merrily over. There it is in the water. So here in the very first stanza, the poet is talking about a boy who has lost his ball. The poet wants to know about the boy and he wants to see his reaction because he has lost his ball. Then the poet asks himself then that what the boy will do after losing the ball. Then the poet says that I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over there it is in the water. Then the poet says that he has seen the ball going away from the boy. Then he says that the ball was cheerfully bouncing, cheerfully going up and down in the street at first. After that it fell into the water. It means that when the ball skipped from the boy's hands, it went into the street at first and later on it fell into the water. So what happened next? No use to say, oh, there are other balls. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy. As he stands dizzy, trembling, staring, means looking down all his young days into the harbor means port, where his ball went. I would not intrude on him. Intrude means invader. A dime, 10 cent is equal to 1 dime. Cent is the currency of US, and so 10 cent is equal to 1 dime. Here dime is used for money. Another ball, it is worthless. Now he senses first responsibility. So here in the second stanza, the poet says that there is no use, there is no benefit of consoling the boy by saying that he will get another ball because he has other balls also. So dear students, here I want to say you one thing which you have to keep in mind, that the loss of ball is the symbol of loss of our personal possession or the death of our near and dear ones or separation from our beloved ones. Dear students, when we lose our near and dear ones, we have to move ahead without them. We cannot get them back. The poet says that as long as there is life, everyone has to bear many types of losses. Therefore, we have to learn the way of bearing those losses. So, when the boy um, lost his ball, then what happened? The boy is completely surrounded by the sorrow. He becomes very sorrowful. He said because all his memories of his childhood, of his young days, went down the harbor with the ball. He is so sad because the ball which has gone into the water reminds him all his memories of his childhood. This loss is unbearable for the boy. He is grief stricken. He becomes very sad. The poet says that he cannot even offer money to the boy because he says that new ball will not bring the sense of belongingness to the boy. Then the poet says that the time has come for the boy to learn the responsibility of taking care of his things, and the boy should also accept the harsh reality of life to deal with the loss of dear ones, dear things, dear possessions, and to move on in life. So Without thinking about the past, we should move on. So let us see the next stanza. In a world of possessions, people will take balls. Balls will be lost always, little while. And no one buys a ball back. Money is external. External means with which the feelings are not attached. He is learning. He here is the boy. Well behind his desperate eyes. Desperate means hopeless eyes. The epistemology. Epistemology means knowledge of laws. How to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. So, in this stanza, the poet says that the boy has to learn that in this materialistic world, many of his belongings, many of his possessions will be lost. Either they will be snatched by the people, or we will lose them in some way or the other. So, the boy has to accept the harsh reality of life. He has to learn to live without them, no matter what they are. The poet says that no one can buy back such things for him. And he says that, according to the poet, mm, money can't buy you everything. You can purchase things with money, but can't buy feelings. Money is external. We can buy things with money, but we can't buy belongingness or feelings with money. The poet says that the boy is learning. Well, behind his desperate eyes, behind his hopeless eyes, the boy is learning how to stand against the sense of lost things. He is trying to learn the real truth, that is, the loss of dear ones or possessions, and how to move further without them. Everyone has to bear the loss of dear ones. So, dear students, this is a very beautiful poem, and the message of the poem is that we get things in our life which becomes a part of our life. We feel that they will always remain with us. Thus, we form an attachment with them. However, a day comes when that thing is no more with us, or that person, or that family member, or that friend is no more with us. At such a situation, we feel depressed, sad, hopeless. According to the poet, losing our possessions or dear ones is a hard reality of life on this earth, and we cannot get away from it. Hence, we have to face such a situation, and we should accept this truth and try to move on. So, dear students, now I'm telling you about the literary devices which have been used here. At first, see, our first line starts with what, and second also starts with what. So, the use of repeated words in two or more than two lines, it is called anaphora. So, here anaphora literary device is used. After that, here also merely word is repeated in two lines at the starting of two lines. So, here also there is anaphora. The next literary device which is used here is here what, and second line also what, and after that again what. So it is repeated again and again, so repetition is there. And the next literary device which is used here is here merely bouncing down the street and then merely over. There it is in the water. When the poet says merely bouncing, then a picture of bouncing ball comes in front of our eyes. It appeals to our senses. So here imagery is used. And after that, next literary device in the second stanza which is used here is uh, that is ball word is repeated again and again, so there is repetition. After that, here you can see in third line buys a ball back, so b consonant sound is repeated here, so here it is alliteration. And dear students, in the whole poem there is no any rhyme scheme. The poem is written in free verse. So this is all about the poem. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe my channel and keep watching my channel for my upcoming videos. Thank you.